Unfortunately, I'm all out of ink, so I can't make a tutorial on an effect, so I thought it'd be a good time to make a video on how I prepare for shoots. When starting out, I really had no idea what I was doing. I had no structure behind any of this. I was really just lost. I didn't know where to find locations, how many locations should I find, how many shots should I get, should they be performance, B-roll, and all of this stuff. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I've learned to prepare for shoots over time. So the first thing I do is develop a concept or a mood. So what I'll do once I receive the song is I'll listen to the song over and over and over. So while listening to the song, I'll kind of get an idea, is this a faster paced song? Is this a slower paced song? And so this will help me identify if I need to be cutting faster in post or if I'm going to be letting the scenes kind of drag longer. So I'll decide if this is kind of more of an effect heavy video based on the speed of it, or if this is more of a cinematic, longer kind of video. Also in this step, I'll find out if I need to outsource, so if I need 3D work done, VFX, coloring, etc. I'll also decide if this is more of a run and gun style or if this is a video that I want to add a story to, if I want to have more production with rather than just going out and shooting. So this is kind of the first thing I do right off the bat to start preparing for the shoot. The second step is I plan the shots. So this is going to be a lot more detailed than the main broad idea that I explained that we kind of developed in the previous step. So if the song is more chaotic, faster pace, what I plan to do is have more handheld shots. This enables more motion and just goes with the flow of the video. And so if the song is slower, like I said, I'll probably incorporate more still shots that are slower, cinematic, that match the pace of the video. So I tend to come up with 3 scenes that I want to have for the video. At each scene, I'll usually tend to shoot 2 tripod performance scenes and then a handheld performance scene. These performance scenes are of the artist performing the song. You want to keep in mind the depths of these shots, so you want to have close-up shots, medium range shots, and long shots with these performance shots. After the performance shots, I'll tend to create a list of B-roll shots that I want to incorporate. If this is more of a story-based video, then I'll have my B-roll explaining that story. If this is more of a run and gun, then I'll have my B-roll just establish the new scene. B-roll is clips of the artist, of the surroundings, of anything, as long as the artist is not performing the actual song. B-roll adds something new to the video rather than just straight performance scenes for the whole video. Finally, I'll plan shots based on any specific effects that I want to pull off in the video. These are shots that are planned to help me when I edit in post. For example, so say I decide to have a scene at a forest, and so my 2 performance scenes shot on a tripod, maybe one is a close-up of the artist's face. Maybe the second one is a mid-range shot of the artist sitting by a tree. Then I'd go to my handheld shot, and so this would just be me moving with the artist while he is performing in the forest. And so the B-roll shots, say this is more of a run and gun style, I would shoot of the leaves of the trees, of the artist walking, etc. Stuff like this. And so say I decide that I want vines coming from the tree. This would be a shot that I plan to edit in the future. And so how I would shoot this shot is maybe I'd have the artist leaning up against a tree, and so I'd use a tripod, a still shot of the artist kind of leaning on that tree. This is intended so it's easier to track in post and the 3D is done a lot easier. This is the example of shooting a shot that you have in mind for an effect. So you want to make it as easy as possible for you in post. The third step is finding a location. This is usually one of the harder parts of planning for a video, and there's multiple ways of doing this. So what I usually do is I'll start out on Peerspace, and so I'll start looking up locations on Peerspace that are in my area that could be of use for our video shoot. Depending on the budget of your video, you might not be able to spend money on a studio, but this is a great place to look if you're looking for a space to rent out. If you don't have that kind of budget or are not finding many studios that you like, what you can do is go to Google Maps. I do this a lot, and so I'll look in the location that I'm looking to shoot the video in. I'll usually click on a bunch of different locations, and so I'll change the view to the 3D view and I'll walk around in the Google Maps, and so I'll kind of scout out locations like that. Once I kind of do that, if I find locations, what I'll do is I'll go and drive to them and see if they'll actually work. If you can't find anything on Google Maps, you can always drive around and scout out locations like that. The final thing that you can do is, if this is a smaller video or you're very familiar with the artist, you can always ask them if they have any locations in mind as well. So this wraps up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys were able to find value in this video and just learn a few things that'll help you prepare for your next music video. If you like this video and want to watch more, check out my video on how to make more as a creative.